I'm going to speak in Blackfoot and interpret what I'm going to say into English. Anoka asapuhti sia. Anokamo oitsa pi chanite apita piwatu pamoka oitsa pi. Anyoka oitsa pi is a Blackfoot word for grief. And our people in the past were not influenced with non-Blackfoot ways. So our people were all exposed to this way. And oitsapi ochtsisinaksa iskuhtaka kaachsinon iksohkanastotsimyaki paatapisinnon. In one way or another, they were involved with ceremony, spiritual ways, sacred ways of the Blackfoot people. So when somebody was hit with the loss, automatically people, friends, people from the community will come to the home of the people that are experienced this loss, and will remove anything that they think that need to be removed, such as bundles, such as pipes, sacred stuff that belong to ceremonial ways will be removed from the home. Simply because the fact that the Blackfoot way of life, the ceremonial life, only pertains to the living. And the grieving process, there's a lot of crying. There's a lot of, the mourning part will kick in right away. And so our people their belief was to remove the sacred stuff from the home so that they won't be exposed to crying. Maksa itaw tasenis misiat stapis natuapis idasaptu piakimiksi ikui exastam skimia agasaptum matkui kiennoka maakaseinis gakstamasinia. And as people would come and be with them through that time, they know that they can cry around them because their ceremonial stuff have been brought out. And people do not go to these homes right away. They give them time to prepare. And that was the way of our people. So, and back in the day, there was no such thing as wakes. Wakes was something that started, I believe, in the 60s. And then it wasn't practiced as much till 70s and then on. But our communities adopt a lot of the ways that we have wakes and funerals, and so we, I guess you might say, I would say, use the word commercialize in our grieving process. And so, but back in the day, when a person passes, they would come and they would prepare the journey. And how they did it back in the day is the person would remain in the home. If he passed away in the home, they would remain in the home and prepare this person with his or her belongings, ceremony, personal, whatever. They would take and put this individual away as quick as they can. Sometimes they might hold on to them for the night, and then the next morning they would take and go bury them. But they would take as much personal belongings with them. And as you see a lot of these artists that make artwork about those kind of stuff, a lot of our people were put on scaffolds, or in trees. And then you see a lot of stuff hanging. Those are their personal belongings, is what was tied to the scaffold or to the trees. And people wouldn't go there. They wouldn't touch those. And they would rot on that grave. But once the body was taken away, and then the family would prepare for a cleansing ceremony. And extended family, community members would come and help with food, gifts, whatever that needed to be done. They would come, and more so than sitting and being with the people that have lost. And they would go through a cleansing ceremony. And this would take place the day after or within 4 days from the time that the burial happened. And this process is not the only reason why they had this is because at the beginning the ceremonial stuff were taken from the home. And so now the ceremonial belongings would be returned back to the individuals. And in the time that the person had passed, family members that are grieving no longer can participate in ceremonies, no longer can perform ceremonies. So what they're doing is they're bringing back their holy stuff back into the home and giving them back giving them back the practice of ceremony, of praying, and being able to help other people other than themselves. This was the practice of our people. And they say that oichapi seipumapi. Oichapi, the grieving of a lost loved one, is something that is not good. And so the purpose of cleansing, it's a cleansing ceremony is when they bring the bundle back. I won't go into details on how the ceremony is done, but they cleanse the bundle, the pipes, the ceremonial stuff, and then they cleanse the living, the people that own those. They'll cleanse them so that now they're giving back amatusiman. They're giving back ceremony, smudge, all that. And because people grieve, but in their time of grieving, they don't put away ceremonial ways. It's given back to them right away so that they can help themselves. They can overcome death, the death spirit that we call seipumapi. We don't want that to linger or to spread in our communities. We want it to stay and not to go anywhere. So that is the purpose of the ceremony that take place